chance and sun, get on fire and fencing brighter. Yeah, yeah, oh boy, I'm telling goodbye, I'm telling goodbye. Yeah, oh boy, I'm telling goodbye, I'm telling goodbye.
Duck, duck, go, found a pussy in a dollar bin. Guess you forgot your galana bin. Can't get loose, get your guts, got your tongue again. Rope burn on your hand, are you numb yet? I can go into medication. Morning night, I can deal with everything. Every night, I can make it like that. That's what you stood by your side through all of the lies,
Watching you cry for me. Get on your knees, apologize please. No, why don't you die for me?
call me the king, ruler of things, give me that diamond ring. Get on your knees, apologize please, now why don't you die for me?
I can go, but you can't buy the picture. Man, I can deal with you. Every night, even like that's what you
tags. He is the hero. Yevny. Oh dear. Showing the back to Ambition. Oh no, he received a shot. Now he's a one shot. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yevny. Can he survive? It's the $1 million question now. Can he survive? He race. Oh my. Oh no, he fell out. Whoopsie. He fell out. No. Oh no. Good evening, everyone. We are back with the previous skill tournament. We are on the 5th day. We are with Team ID, so let's actually start breezing Team ID with all games played in the best of 3 series. That is, whichever team wins the first 2 matches will win the fixture. The tournament format is a single elimination knockout stage with a match for 3rd place. So if Team ID gets knocked out in the quarterfinals, then they are done for tonight and tomorrow. And let's hope that's not going to happen. The tournament is seeded via the average win rate of the 7 players in the team, and that information can be found on the website, not in the game. The game's data, the game's figure is the average win rate of all the players in the team, if I am correct. And then a team earns a number of cups depending on where they finish. So if Team ID finishes in the quarterfinals, they earn this number of cups. If they finish in the finals, they earn this number of cups. And something similar. And a leaderboard ranks the teams in the descending order of the number of cups. So the top 8 of that leaderboard will advance to the winter season championship, and the 9th to 16th place will advance to the challengers tournament. Let's say hello to everyone so far. Not a lot of people watching. Let's say hello to Frozen, no, Mangalingo, and Starzong, Alex. We are currently on the first day of the Proof of Skill tournament. There are at most 16 teams in one group. Hello Swissbots, and the top 4 of each group will advance to the games held on the second day. And the second day we have at most 32 teams in one group, but we have 3 groups tonight, so that would mean we have 12 teams tomorrow. And all games are played in the Supremacy mode. Tonight's the final stage, the group stage. Team ID can earn as many as 5,197 cups, and they are going to start off with 4,099 cups. The timeline: previous skill tournaments are held on every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday and Sunday. We are on the 5th previous skill tournament. The schedule for you. Come on, why is everyone asking for keys? No keys for you. Ask Wargaming for your keys. Write to the ticket to the support. It's not my fault that you don't receive keys on this stream, okay? Stop asking for keys. The schedule, round of 16 will start at 7 o'clock in Hong Kong time. That is the universal time check +8. And then we will begin. And then we'll have the quarterfinals 32 minutes later, and then 32 minutes later, and so on and so forth. I think there is like an extra 2 minutes. Maybe it's an automated number that has taken into account that the teams have played all 7 minutes in all 3 matches, plus the break, the 2-minute break between the matches. I think it adds up to 32 minutes in the end. It could also be that it is added intentionally so that it will break the system, which the tournament system before has been somewhat buggy, and so far it's now better, but it's far from perfect. As you see, the tournament room invite does not disappear after the games have finished. So, but other than that, not to digress too much, we have Team ID going with Kampen, Kampen Lanny, Lasso for me, Radioactive on You, Spartan's Sword, Isolate, Active Duty, Etherpath, and RDS. Unfortunately, there was a very terrible news earlier today for Team ID that Plurielica is going to be served. Is it open information? Is it? Okay. So Plurielica has some circumstances which have caused him to drop out of the team. The circumstances are very unfortunate. Not really his fault, but it was kind of somewhat mandatory. It was announced earlier today on Twitter and also on their server as well. So very sad to see, but We have a really strong team in Team ID tonight. Project Blitz is going to stream HLV and I will be streaming Team ID. Currently, my top 8 guesses will be Feast, GB, Team ID, GSM, E4D, HLV, and ENT. And let's look at the groupings. Hello, Cafe. Hello. How are you doing? Thank you very much for the compliment. I have to tie my hair. If you don't worry about this kind of hair. Being a little bit out of place, but this is me without tying my hair. I'm going to tie my hair later. Cats already through to the quarterfinals. They will be facing either Plat B or Vict. RN against WTB. And King against ITA. BB against Plava. The Feast are already through to the quarterfinals. HLV versus either Cam 1 or E5. Group 2, we have Calm versus SQ or IE. Low versus INDS and UI against Gen X. RI against ELG and Team ID will be facing either RI or ELG. And RI would be a team to watch because they have gone very close to some of the clans above them. So this is going to be an interesting fight, and we will see how our RI is going to approach this. GV against either DCGTB or PYT, and DCGTB is still looking for that breakthrough to tomorrow's games, and tonight will be a good moment for them to do so. And against GV, GV currently on a bad form, in my opinion. So will DCGTB make use of that? We will see. But they are also a very new and an inexperienced clan. But will the previous skill tournaments be enough for them to gain enough tournament experience and so on? We will find out. And group 3, we have ENT against Expert or SMON. EA against Fan, E4D against BD, EXO against PGMT, and they will be facing the winner of that for on the GSM against either DTG or X8. So here are the groupings for you. We have a lot of replays to show. I'm going to actually tie my hair first, and then I'll be back very soon. We are back with day 1 of the previous YouTube minutes. We're following Team ID. I'm going to download our replays as well. We have a lot of replays to show you. So don't leave for a second and enjoy. Yeah. Right, so very quickly, very soon, we have a replay from Mercury GSM. And he's playing that tank on, playing the E100 there. No, it's fake news. I don't know which source you have. No, you don't ask me for keys. I don't hold any keys. It's Wargaming. I'm going to push the ball back to Wargaming. It's Wargaming who are responsible for keys, not me. Okay. So there we go. We have Mercury, the E100, on mines. Oh gosh, I can't even lift my cup. I'm gonna sip some tea. And it's really good when you have some biscuits dipping the tea, and then that's a really good experience. Very, very well British. Okay. So E100 is a tank that I still struggle to play it properly because it has a really inaccurate gun. In fact, the least accurate gun in tier 10 heavies alongside IS7 and VK 72.01k if I remember correctly. So this is a really tough gun to work with. We already lost Emil too, which is unfortunate. Okay, and T62A is tracked. Can he land a big shell? Which is going to be the case. If he bounces that shell, he is a noob. So he is not a noob, that's proven. So that's good shot there. The T-54 is in the position that is really hard to operate in the tank that doesn't have a lot of depression and a lot of height. Because you will work better if you have height, because you can actually peek out of that rock, hold down, and then land some really good shells into the snipe, into, for example, Gorilla 15 on the enemy team. But T-54 is really low in profile. It doesn't have a lot of depression, so if he gets shot from the left, maybe he cannot get his gun down. That's possible. That was a good shot, but he took a lot of shells from doing so. Yes, I will change my top 8 guess for the last time after the game's finished on Wednesday. So do take a look at my final prediction at that time. And let's see, let's compare to my first prediction and my final prediction. Maybe I'll do a reaction. Maybe do a reaction on that. I think the prediction you're seeing is the third one. We say hello to Winterfox, oops, and Mr. President. Currently Mercury is not in the good position. I mean the team, not physically, but you can't say mentally. But I mean the overall picture. If you see what I mean there. So Mr. President is oh, Tim's team. Which team are you talking about? Oh, that was the K91 is ready for that, but his turret armor is not really strong. And that was kind of a somewhat lucky shot from Mercury, because that was not fully gray. It has a tint of red, if you can see. That was a good shell into the T-62A, but it's fine. T-62A were forced to use the heat shell. Oh dear, the depression is hurting him, but despite that, an HE shell is good because that's quite a substantial amount of damage taken away still. So yeah, I mean, it's not possible to pan, so why not go for an HE? But he has to be really careful about his back, because there is someone lurking from behind. Will the IS-4 manage to kill off the T-62A, which is going to be the Jagdpanzer? That's really good. Good bounce there. ID full form, I don't know. ID, like the full name for ID. I only know it's Team ID, but what does ID represent? I really don't know. So that would be some cool piece of information, in my opinion. Mercury saying Yaguru has to go, but I don't think he has to go. He has shots. He doesn't want to risk the HE, which is very understandable given that Gorilla was moving at the time, and it's really hard to kind of aim with that distance. With like Gorilla 15 doesn't have a lot of service area for that E100 to shoot on, so that was just not the best idea to risk using an HE shell. The Death Star is coming from. It's going to be about patience here, because he's a one shot. That was a really good shell. Oh, that was an important bounce. Wow. Already more than 6k done, and just only one more tank left on the battlefield, which is a Death Star. Mercury saying he wants to get the damage. No, he wants to get 7k. No, you earn it. You have to earn it. You don't ask for it, because your team is not winning. So I would rather have you not to 7k, but the team winning for it. Yeah, you can't even type thanks properly. So I do know that the Death Star, I don't know how much damage, how much HP it still has, but yeah, it's going to be a game that they need to fight for. Yeah, that's good shots onto the Death Star. It was quite a good match, more than 7k damage. Yaguru laughing, that was not really nice of him, of them. Really good damage, more than 7k. GSM, Mercury delivering the goods, so that's a really good start. Let's take a look at another replay. Please don't just send me screenshots. Send me the replay file, because yeah, I mean, we want to broadcast that on the stream, not just the screenshots. Right, let's go for Adamantly. Some really good stuff going on, and let's have a biscuit. Yes, for some reason my Google Chrome froze. There we go. Adamantly in the WZ103, we have some nice biscuits. That's a really nice play there. I should bear in mind that. Good perma-track. Oh, good bounce either. Sad that Conqueror is now getting totoed at the start of the game. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. That wasn't the best. Conqueror might be able to barely to make it to be alive barely. But that was some easy damage already. Farm! That was the first kill. More than 2k done within 1 minute. That was impressive. Hello Mutsu, how are you doing? Why are you here? Because you love to see my stream, isn't it? Hello Tom, I haven't seen you, so thank you for joining my stream. Hello with a full stop, obviously. People are so polite these days, so that's really good to see. No, you don't get lock boxes. You don't even get keys, okay? Don't even try ask that. No keys for you. That was an unfortunate track shot there. Some terrible RNG happening around here. Oh no, he hit the dirt. I mean, Driller 50 just went back just in time, but in my opinion, I would just go a little bit aggressive against those heavy tanks. But anyway, it's good not to risk, to be honest with you, because they only have they have one tank of disadvantage. Oh no, that's really going terribly wrong. The shadow that needs to be killed. Oh, that was a good opportunity. That was a low row. Isn't it? Or is it not a low row? Probably not. It's quite like a normal row here. Focus the mouse. No, you can't. It needs to start hold down in this situation. Yes, that would be a good idea. Good place to hold down. What? All the sandwiches have been eaten by Whoopsie. What are you talking about? ID is not Indonesia. I think I think Indonesia, is it ID, the two letter country code? But I remember the 3-letter country code is. No, I don't think it's IND. IND is India. I just can't remember. No. He is really trying to dominate this. It's going to be really hard. He has really good DPM. He is angling for the Sheridan, and also using the carcass to shield from that mouse. Oh, that was, what is that shot? It wasn't aiming at that Sheridan, but it hit in the end. Oh no! Oh no! That was a really good kill onto that mouse though. That was a good HE shell, but it was also somewhat of a tricky shell, shot as well. Oh, that was an important bounce. What a win! 6 kills. That was really tight games. What? You woke up and chose violence? What do you mean? Lunchboxes says the deal for real. Oh no, it's not a win yet. There is still one more tank left. That's the Death Star, so he can still do a lot of damage and get 7 kills and go for a race now. Rasenai, I don't know how it's pronounced, but Vo. Oh no, he's not in the base. No. Oh no. That was a good shell. Needs to angle out this tank, but a key shell from Death Star will kill adamantly off actually. So even if he side scrapes, the Death Star would just splash with the next key shell, and he could be no more. Oh, did I have a Windows error? Or is it that a sound, or is it visible in stream? That I don't know. Nah. I want to win this one. No. I also denied Sheridan getting 7 kills if I remember correctly. Because I want to win, no? If everyone wants to win. It's a normal thinking, like, why do you not want to win? Nah, the Death Star is aiming at the wrong way, but don't ask the enemies to give up, because you never know whether he wants to win or not. But that's really good Kolobanov and really good Rasenai. Rasenai, and 2-0 damages on the team. Yikes. The Emil 2 are particularly very disappointing. The Death Star, wow, how did you even do 0 damage? The enemy team equally there, Half the Conqueror, unlucky. Got absolutely tracked there. But in under no circumstances should he go to a route like that. I don't know what he's trying to achieve there. But if he's going for a sniper mode, then no, you don't do it in a Conqueror. That you're just wasting that tank. You don't have any fear factor, so why would you bother doing that? Nope. Musu wants to head off. He's not happy about me saying hello. Oh my goodness. Let's see about the resets for other groups. So let's check the group 1. So group 1 we have Cats vs Baked, RN vs King, Feast vs BB, and HLV vs Catwoman. Nothing special there. Group 2, SQ still playing against IE but low against UI. RI still playing against ELG, but DCGTB will be playing against GV. Group 3, we have ENT against Expert Esmon out, EA against E4D, and DER against either EXO or PGMT. This is going to be interesting. PGMT, they have been there, they have been around, but they haven't been really good in tournaments so far. GSM will be against DTG, and I hope the GSM can comfortable in beating them. So let's see. So we have to say goodbye to Esmond. IV's nice. Is Ivy playing tonight? No. Ivy's not playing tonight. Nah. So we can ignore that. So kind of a little bit, well, I mean, I'll update the table after Ivy's first game. But let's look at another game, shall we? And this is going to be a game from the Tiebreaker and the IS4. Oh gosh, in the IS4, Oasis Palm is not the best map for this type of tank because it's so big and it's so open as well. And the heavy tanks are so tempted to go to left because they don't want to travel far. But absolutely you want to go for the mediums because you don't have good accuracy to land your shells. You don't have the fear factor as well. So if you're not a TD, then really please go with the mediums. And in most of the cases, go with the mediums, not by yourself, not the mediums going with you, because the mediums don't have penetration to deal with the frontal armor of heavy tanks. So you should never ever ask the mediums to follow you because they will be useless. And a lot of medium players, when they go with the heavies, they become really useless because of the fact that they can't really penetrate any armor at all. So, in my opinion, I don't think it's an unpopular opinion, but I do think that it should be mediums or lights leading the way or being the leader of the battle, which can come out as a little bit counterintuitive considering, for example, Mouse, really strong, really big bully there. But it's not the tank that you want to lead your team with. And that was not that was kind of a difficult one. I don't think it will penetrate in the end. But Chaos Cannon is dead, which is good. Now it's 7 versus 5, so it's really good. The Leopard PTA state, that TD is the ARWV. Oh, he is lucky not to get shot by that. I would be a little bit careful there, but anyway, it's the ARWV is not even aiming at the eyes for no good reason because it's quite an easy shot for him. Now we have oh no, should have aimed slightly longer and not zoom out when you try to shoot, because this could potentially throw your accuracy off a bit. That was an okay shot, not fully aimed here because it could easily bounce from the looks of it. That's not the good habit, so please don't zoom out when you try to fire, because yeah, you probably would affect your accuracy. Although it looks cool, but if you don't do damage, it looks really uncool. Or in Cantonese saying, it looks very 7. So yeah, so it's a really good word, a really good slang. Where I mean, kind of a taboo word as well because it literally means the organs. So no. But it's I don't know. I mean, this word is used when it means that you think you're cool, but you're indeed not. And then there is a really good Chinese word for that, Cantonese word for that, which I really like. I don't think there is an equivalent in English though. or we can just go for the what Toes and I song. You're so effing cool. Because I think that's something that's quite similar. Oh, that was not a good shell. What are you doing? You're doing for real. Oh my god. That was good bounce. That was a good kill. Good, lucky fire there. The Vicky's light is good. Oh, that was a good shot into Fosh Sholi. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. I profusely apologize. That was a good shot, but could easily be absorbed because of the T22. That sidetracks have been angled up in a way that is really 50-50 in my opinion. That could be registered as a bounce. But anyhow, 2 tanks left. It's going on for quite some time here. Oasis Palms can be prone to quite stalemate gameplay because it's so large. That wasn't a good shell. Should have let your step stopped before you drop down, or you wait a bit when you after you drop down. So that wasn't necessarily the best shot there. But that was a good kill into the Yaguru. E100's left. Well, that's kind of like the normal battle I might have with IS4 when I'm playing really good. Actually, when you're seeing this, but good that you have done more than 3k so far. Let's trying to climb up very, very slowly. Got it. Ah, Death Star, what was that shot? That was a terrible bounce. How did you do that? Oh my god, 1 versus 1. You can't really fluff that hard, can you? Well, that was a lucky shell there. You could easily bounce there. That's very true, indeed. GG's. More than 4k. Well done there. I'll be shocked if that's a mastery, but obviously it's not. What? How is that even a mastery? How is that possible? What? That's pretty much like my usual gameplay in the IS4 when I do really well, 5 kills at a 4k. It's like on the E server you would get a second class even with that kind of damage. So what? How is that even a mastery? How? Wargaming. Is that the punishment for me not giving anyone keys on the stream? So what's the punishment you're giving me now? So how dare you, Wargaming? But let's look at other groups. We're waiting for some results. Group 1 we know already. Group 2. We have Calm against SQ and Low against UI, ID versus ELG. So RI are knocked out in upset, I would say, because they have always been in the quarterfinals. But this is going to be the first time they got knocked out in the first round. So ELG, really impressive stuff there. Hello, Cloudy. So next, group 3. Group 3 we have EA, E4D. Yeah, I think we D against XO. So GSM against DTG. So EA versus E4D would be the match where we are all looking forward to. These two are similarly matched, and I think if E4D wins this one, that will show that they are top 8 worthy. But their form in the last few previous skill tournaments have been somewhat up and down, so I would say it's really going to be a tough match for them, but I believe they can do it. So we have more replays. Let's go for the Enderman's replay. Sad that he didn't come yesterday for the previous skill tournaments. ID stands for instant domination. Ah, I see. I thought it's some kind of an identity, something related to identity, but anyhow, or something in Korean that makes up the name ID. But there we go. Enderman's replay on Canyon. I met him last night in the after the stream on Folk Despair. I was playing the Leopard 1. And my team is absolutely garbage, and his team is dominating the entire game, but I still did more than 4k in the end, almost killed Enderman, so... Let's see how he's going to play in the AMX-30B, also known as one of the worst tier 10 medium tanks, in my opinion. But even though it's one of the worst tier 10 mediums, it's still better than a lot of heavies in my opinion, and that is because it has speed and good view range, and for me it's very important in this game, the mobility and the mobility especially. Gun is not really good though. Oh, he is lucky not to get punished by the tanks crossing into the northeastern corner, but at least he moved his way. I mean, he could take a longer route, which is fine. He's going to put a good shell into IS4. That is the case. I don't know why IS will stop there. It's just you can't really shoot any run from that distance with that level of accuracy. No, you can't. And that sad. That Monstercat, is that an XG shell? If that's the case, then that was quite a lucky one because that wasn't fully aimed. Could easily derp into the gun or something, or even miss. So I would rather have gone for an APC. I don't know. It feels like an APCR, not an XG shell for me, but I could be wrong. Or it's just. I mean, maybe it's a really high roll in the APCR, but yeah, I would not have risked XG in that situation. That wasn't a good. That was a little bit of a bad bounce there. Wouldn't risk that, but anyway. The IS4 is speaking out, might attempt for a shot there, because it seems that it's possible. He's tagging up the southeastern corner, their spawn it is. That wasn't a good one. That E100. I can kill it. There we go. Good use of heat shell. We have used that because it's not fully dray. Could use HE. There we go. It's that bubble trigger is so exposed, so you can use HE shell. You don't want to risk an HE shell when you're trying to blind fire. Usually it will splash, but I would have gone for an APCR that's a bubble trigger because it's easy pen. Not an HE shell, you can easily splash something else, so... the Phoenix, Kopaka, no, Kasha. I need to put a good shell there. Oh, it's looking for in a minute. What's that? Anything? Oh, should have used it in this moment in time. He's shooting the lower plate. No, that was unlucky. Hello, Lieutenant. Yeah, we have Turks here. That's that sounds like an F1 Finnish F1 driver there. That was a ricochet and then a repenetration. I don't know what's a better term for that. A second order penetration. if that's more accurate in this way, but he took a shot from the VK from trying to kill him, but it's a shot that you need to take in the end. That T-57 heavy is there. 3 versus 4. You do see that Enderman is pretty much fighting in this position pretty much for the entire game. He's already done more than 3k, which is really good. But he doesn't need to move in this situation, but now he has to because he really needs. He is the one getting the spots up, so he's trying to relocate a bit. Also, he needs to be really careful and not to be dead. T-57 heavy. I don't know if you want to risk. I would say yeah, you can, but you have to be really careful getting shot from the left because you can be a one shot potentially. But that was good shell. Oh, 7-0 for what is that shot even? That was not good. I would have dropped the adrenaline, but good job for holding your ground there. Hello, I don't know. Who are you? How do I pronounce your name? Let's say hello anyway. Peter apologizing, and he isn't even remotely the worst player in the team, so don't worry. Enderman's going to win the match for you. There we go, that was a good kill. He can receive 2 shells, and he needs to figure out how to deal with the ice wall, but the win is in his hands. Yeah, it's a ball, but he's in a good position, so really Enderman has some difficulty in finding how to work it around. I really don't know how the ARWV won. I have no idea how that happened. But both teams don't have clan logos, so it doesn't matter. Okay, so Enderman is trying to draw distance away from that ice wall. Could work, but unfortunately he has to face the frontal armor here. He unfortunately took a shell. The heat may not have enough penetration. Oh, they did this last shell. Oh no, oh no, oh no, he's now in the awkward position. Oh, such a good chance for him now to kill him off. He's U-turning, which is good. I don't know why the message shot deleted. That was a good kill, albeit it was somewhat difficult shot, but that was a good one. 6 kills, more than 5k. Congratulations to Enderman, and I think we should be invited to the room very soon. So let's see about the damage. Wow, Ultimate also did really good damage, but Enderman did 6 kills and 5k. Nice job there. The room is up. Let's go in. So we are on Vineyards, Team ID against ARWV. ARWV making an upset here. Really well done to ARWV so far. But ID, I will be interested to see how they're going to play. Obviously, it's not a one-man team, so they definitely won't suffer. They shouldn't suffer too much from that. Vineyards, we will be seeing Vineyards with this map. It's a map that really favors a lot of medium play because of the undulation in the terrain and really small area of flat ground. But C is a cap. That is the cap that both teams would like to look for. They might put tanks to reset C and tanks to look for C as well, or they would just go straight and capture C. The C, you need to be careful getting shot from out in the open though. But absolutely, A and B should be the caps you should be able to get without any problem. Although there are several ways to reset your cap at the start, but after that, you just put yourself in a very aggressive position where you and also already tanks have already lined up some crossfire there. So, and in order to reset B, you can put tanks here. A light tank here would be really nice, and maybe even tanks over here. We have seen Turks, that Vegas Light got trapped there, and then when he moves away, he takes a lot of damage. So B, in my opinion, it's a lot more difficult to get an advantage of than A. A, you can still reset that. If you're not careful enough, you might get TD'd by the tanks here, but no one takes TD nowadays, so it doesn't matter. This spot is kind of a spot that is seldom used but very effective against to reset A though. If you put 2 tanks there, then probably this spot will not be quick enough to get your reset there. It's also quite risky because you have to peek out and show your weak armor to the enemies, so it comes with a good risk there to reset A. And this though, A just needs to side strip behind the building here, then you should be able to get A without any problem. You also have the bush here you can use to kind of work your camo on and get A as well. But A is easier to get than B, and B just lots of reset opportunities there. Mercury Stonk. And middle ground, the middle area, really good for holding down. Very important area to take control of, because if you don't, the enemies can easily go for pincer movement, and you don't want that happening. You want the middle side to be fortified as always. You might also see some tanks here. A needs to be defended though, because if enemies take over both A and B this area, you are in trouble. These tanks here will be pincered, and that's why you see a lot of tanks nowadays defending near their spawn, so that they cannot go for A, and if they do, they will pay for it. So this is Vineyards for you. Hello Forever New, thank you for joining in. What's up? Hope you're doing nice. Go. Campen Opa saying it's smiling. Right, so we have Team ID going with Campen Opa in the Victor's Light, double E5 by Last of Fumi and On You. Active Duty, the Crown Vargan, an STB1 by Spartan Sword, IDS in the FE215B, and Lenny in the IS4. ELG are going with Mouse by Zelden21. German in the T62A, very interesting call here. Perse in the T22 medium, double T110E5 by This Ain't Saint and Miguel, and Hey Youth in the Hey and Snowy Kirby in the double IS4. And that's Hey You here, sorry, not Hey You here. This ain't. I thought that was this insane, but this ain't safety in the Team 10-5. I like the names there. When you head up high and see from the perspective of Team ID, they are on the south spawn with ELG on the north spawn. The game will be held now, should be. I think made it clear. Campen sporting very aggressively. Getting really important information up. Spotted pretty much the entire team going into city, but he's not in a position to shut them down. This will be a position that you will get a lot of shots at. I mean, if someone takes this position, that mouse will be heavily farmed, and that was like more than 1k. Thank you very much. But Spartan Sword already took it near B, but ELG are not going for A at all. Interesting stuff. I thought it will be easy cap for them, but no, they're abandoning A. C is now getting captured by ELG, and ID will be going aggressive on A potentially. A is now completely abandoned, and ELG now trapped in the city, and this is not going to be good for ELG at all. But they have more than 1k hit point advantage, and they will go for A. And those T110E5s will be really tough here. I mean, ID can just work their crossfire, and those E5s will be heavily farmed, and that won't be good news. They shouldn't focus the mouse, however. The Team ID, their focus fire, the opportunity, their priority. Isn't the best. This ain't safety, taking a lot of hit there. Oh, but look at how ID is now going to farm ELG's forces down in the middle, and this is why you do not want to abandon A. Out of the camp, and needs to stop dropping unnecessary hit points there. On You, now they're wrapping around the forces, they are pincering. The camp will run away. No, you can't do it. They still haven't pulled off a big substantial hit point pool advantage just yet. Percy saying hi YouTube, but ID looking to shut down This Ain't Safety, landing very low. Oh, On You wasted his shot, but they are going for Miguel next. But ELG still with a hit point pool lead. ID very not careful enough in this game. Some really big hit points, some really important, some really unnecessary hit points lost. But ID better strategy in my opinion. ELG, I think that strategy come across as really sus. I don't see that working at all in any situation. And then German 341 is going to die, and it's going to be 5 vs 3. We have On You now on an ammo rack, which is not good. He doesn't have anything to repair. He really wants to conserve his shots, but this is definitely going to be Team ID. The kind of the quotation marks are used for like timekeeping, not to tell time. And this is the first game we go to Team ID, got 1000 caps as well, and ELG never ever abandoned A. You can see how difficult it is for those E5s working down the middle, and even Mouse is there to help, but they just get farmed from literally left and right. Yeah, so really not the best idea in my opinion. Those mediums aren't really working to the best potential. So the first game goes to ID, relatively comfortable, but they have to be really careful not to drop unnecessary hit points, because that game, so many unnecessary hit points dropped, and could have conserved a lot. Campen, in that Vegas Light, really not a really inspiring performance, but at least they have 6 tanks doing more than 2k, so that at least is a good indicator that they have shared their damage really well. But yeah, ID hasn't won it yet, apparently, from this match. But we can see the second match, Vineyards, this time ID, Campen, Vickers Lights, Spartans, Sword in the STB1, double E5 by last one for me and on you. IDS in the FE215B, Lanley in the IS4 with Kramwagen played by Active Duty. ELG are going with Selden in the mouse, Alki in the IS4, German in the T62A, Heyu here in the IS4, Miguel in the T125 alongside this 8 safety with Snowy Kirby, also in the IS4. So Team ID on the north side this time. Where are they going to go? And the ELG, would they have a much better strategy this time? Snapped. Yeah, you can't even use 24-hour time. I always go for 24-hour time format instead of 12-hour, because it's I don't know. I just get used to that. Got used to that, but German 341 is going to get B. Spartan Sword is going to get A. But both T125 supported here, and once again they're going mostly to the city side. They got B, not as quickly as Team ID, and they're going for C. I don't think ID is going to have any resets on C though. It's skewed a little bit to no, they have resets. Campen is there to reset. Can they reset? Ooh, that was a good reset. This is a good spot from Campen. Let's go to this perspective of Campen. That was a bad bounce, which allowed ELG to capture C. They haven't chipped away a lot of hit points, so but last one for me is going for B. ELG, very weirdly, no one is defending B. And once again, they have a lot of back control. Team ID has a lot of back control. ELG once again trapped in the pocket, and I think this is the common problem for ELG. Getting trapped in the pocket, having nowhere to rotate and to shut tanks down. But Onyu needs to be careful because he's the alone tank there, which can be potentially the tank that ELG will be going for. But ELG is I don't know. They are in trouble. They are in trouble. But Onyu needs to stay safe. And now Team ID, now with hit point pool lead, they are applying pressure onto ELG, and this is going to be definitely a match for Team ID with Heyu here now dead. ELG now very hesitant in what to do here. They don't have the caps, they don't have hit points, they don't know where to rush. And now with Miguel now going to die very soon, they need to consolidate as soon as possible. But this is not going to be possible. They're dropping too many hit points there. This game definitely would go to Team ID. Even much more dominant performance from Team ID here. It's just ELG is really not showing. Not even having a good chance in fighting here. And Activity is now dead. They are focusing their mouse though. They killed off Landy, however, but it's 900 cap points for Team ID, and this is not the most difficult match for Team ID, and they are cruising. to the semi-finals, and they are through to tomorrow's games. Congratulations to Team IT. Commiserations to ENG, but there is a lot of gap in the experience, the Clan Wars experience between Team ID and ENG, and I think they need to work a lot harder if they want to get to the level of a top 18. Stinge saying ID's focus fire. It's nice. I try to be sarcastic though, but ELG with a donut. That's not good. Team ID just way better in the strategies, and also I don't know, their movement in general. Just you can see it. It's obvious. But ELG, hopefully we will see a lot more improvement from them. But let's go and see the results. We have Katsuri through to the next round. Group 2, we have ID against GV. DC, GCV are knocked out. Group 3, we have ENT through. And we are still waiting for other clans for the results there. So we have a lot of replays to show you still. Our next replay, we're going for... I lost my sanity. I think I haven't played that, so let's go for I lost my sanity and the IS4. Please play with TDL Cal. Right, is he going to put a good shell? He didn't even bother sniping. Bother zooming, but I would have done it and wait for a little longer. But anyway, the T-51 is moving quickly, so that's understandable. Is he doing no scope 360? Like, I mean, yeah. Just yeah, he's just now he's aiming, using sniper mode, but. I was trying to go for IS-8. That's a good track shot there. He is careless. Does he have any repack? Yes, he doesn't. Well, I don't know. He may have, but he might want to save it up. But that IS-8 is really awkward. The position he's taking, that was a lucky bounce there. Could have easily panned, I would say. So that was really unlucky for the 1-1B. Tracked once again. Oh, that was bad. But he's going to wait for it to repair because he doesn't want to waste. Oh no, that was unlucky from I lost my sanity this time. Yeah, there's some new players on Team ID here. That was a good shell onto VK. But Blackbird 1 is killed. There we go. Good shell into 1-1B. I thought Spartan Sword is a new member, but on you obviously I haven't heard of his name before. But I haven't seen the Spartan Sword in action for in the last autumn season, at least. That was a good shot into VK. He's trying to capture the base, which sometimes I do in the heavy tank on headers. It can be really fun. to kind of lure the enemies. It's somewhat concealed as well. You have lots of cover to work with. He's going to ignore the cap. That was a bad shell there. But it was a good move to go for the go after the 1-3, and now he is killed with 1-1 B also dead as well. He's trying to rotate. His traverse speed is a bit low. Kramwagen, I would think TDL Cal would appreciate some help, but no. VK is also a good idea because VK is also aiming at TDL Cal, so he wants that done. But TDL Cal is now dead. 2 versus 4. Is it possible? That was an important kill there. Yagaru is looking for. I lost my sanity. Yeah, I would go for that to Yagaru first. Get him out first because those 2 other tanks will take some time to rotate. That was a good shell. Get some good side scraping action here. No, he's just going past. That was a lucky bounce there. And we will see a good kill. That was really good. And I think 1 versus 2. I do think the enemies would have a hard time. We'll go for cap. I don't know, to lure them into this ball. Already arrived. That was a lucky shot there. I think that would have not penetrated, but that was really lucky there. He's trying to use. That was unlucky this time. The ISA is really low. The only threat would be the T63, but that was a little bit subpar shot. But anyway, he's going after the ISA, ignoring the T63 from behind. And I don't think the ISA is the biggest problem here. Why is he shooting HE on that IS4? But ISA is now dead. And the T63 is going to be. Oh no, he doesn't have enough depression. That was a good shell into the T63. This time, does the T63 only have HE shells though? No, he just can't penetrate. But this is hard to penetrate. T63 is a hard tank to get your shots in, especially when you're so close with one another. Then the T63 might be in trouble. I mean, frontally, if you're brawling it frontally, then the T63 is really good. Oh, yeah, good. You're right, Stitch. Go give a like to the stream now and show your support to my content. There we go. Thank you for the shout out. He's trying to. Oh dear. T63 bumped into the wall while trying to react to the circling of I lost my sanity. And that was a good game from I lost my sanity. 5 kills and more than 6k done. This is surely a mastery, isn't it? Don't tell me it's a first class. I don't think it's a mastery. That was a really good mastery there from I lost my sanity. So I think we have results on other groups now. So let's look at the results then. Oh my goodness me! Cats are. We know it's true, but Cam 1 has beaten HLV. Oh my goodness me! I don't know what to say about this. I feel really sorry for HLV and obviously Fujin as well, because that means his stream will end. But this is a terribly big upset here, and oh my goodness me, Cam 1 really shocked me. RN still playing against Kane, and Kane obviously improving quite a lot. Definitely, when you're seeing here, low through to the next round, they'll be facing Calm. At Group 3, we have GSM through to the next round against the I'm just really worried that they're going to lose against DTG, but that's not going to be the case. EA won against E4D. That will be very important for them to get into the top 8. So we're just waiting on the results of either Kang of R and R through now. So the only upset is HLV losing to Cam 1, which is not to be expected here. And I'm really flabbergasted this here. What happened to HLV? Cam one, if they have the clan logo, do send me your clan logo. That would be really nice. But this is the upset for tonight, and this is not the best in my opinion. Cam one has beaten GSM before, and also now HLV. So this is a clan you do not want to lay your guard down on. And let's actually generate the tournament bracket for tomorrow. Surprising stuff there, but other than that, all of the qualifiers are to be expected. So the previous Q tournaments, let's get the win rates of the teams up. Thank you for just Blitz. That's really kind of you. I'm really sorry for that. I don't think anyone expected that. Thank you very much, Fujit. And maybe if you're free, maybe I don't know, we can have a chat in the chat after. We can, I don't know. We'll see. But there we go. Calm. Finally, cats are through. This is really important for them. And let's see about group 2. We have ID and GV. Interesting stuff. So ENT and the Feast ID. And HLVG VGSM. Low EA RN. Oh no, HLV are out, so GSM low EA RN and also Cam 1. Very good job to Cam 1 tonight.
I'm here where endless meets the end. Do you see me? I'm hidden here again. Your whispers found its way, calling me to stay.
Okay, so the seeding will be as follows. Hopefully the break and code. Okay, so this is the bracket for you. Yes, unfortunately HLV are out. This is not the right bracket. Yeah. So ignore the time though here, but we are going to be seeing GSM versus Low in the round of 16. Feast against Cam 1, GV against EA, and ID versus RN. In the quarterfinals already, we have Calm, The, Cats, and ENT. HLV losing out to Cam 1 would mean they would drop down the table, but they should still be safe in the top 8 in my opinion. But that was a big upset there. So let's update the stuff here. Oh dear, so they don't have enough players. Oh dear, that's not nice. I really hate to. Oh, that's bad. So I have to rewatch Fujit Split streams and see if I have to actually discard the results of HLV versus Cam 1, because that would be important. But the number of clubs have been updated as follows. We have the top 8 being ID, HLV, Feast, ENT, Evil, DGV, DE, and GSM. EA, RN, Cats, and Calm, and Low. And Cam 1 now in the top 16. All of them are still in the running, so the top 8 can still change. And UI now out of the top 16 with DC, GCB not coming through yet. But this is the top 16 for you for the Asia server. HLV tonight, I don't think they would drop out of the second place, but I think Feast and ENT might overtake them tomorrow. But they should be safe in the top 4 nonetheless. So only 1 minute remaining. I think until the room is up, so... Okay, we're waiting for the room to be created. I'm getting some containers. Gonna open them all without any keys. Oh shit! The next game starts in the round 5 minutes. But this is Team ID against GB on Rockfield. Let's get Rockfield for you. Okay. So Rockfield map is as follows. Either go A or go C. I think both sides have some. I mean, both sides are good. I mean, you can play strategies on both sides. Really depends on whether your strat works or not. But equally, if you want to get some cap pressure, both A and C are both caps that you can go. C might be easy. I don't know. Both caps aren't easy to get, because if you want to get C, you might go very deep into this area here. You might trap yourself. However, as we saw with Veil on the double projectors, they got out in the end because they pushed further deep into this area so they can free up those double projectors. A, on the other hand, you probably can only capture it without any resets in a light tank or a very small medium tank. Because light would be a perfect choice to capture A, but you don't want to do that because usually heavies go here, so that's kind of really risky. IS-4 would be a little bit too tall for this purpose, can easily get HE resets. B is a cap that all teams will be looking for. They will be looking to get B. If they know enemies are not in position to reset B, they will go for it and to apply really good cap pressure onto the enemies. Rotating on in Rockfield is going to be quite hard because you have basically these positions that you can overlook and get a lot of information from. You can also set up some TDs, I don't know, maybe some TDs as we saw with HSOP, which can work brilliantly to shut you down in the rotation. But other than that, Rockfield, really interesting map. We're going to see how both teams are going to operate. And let me just switch stuff. Okay. Alright, so it's actually 1-2 loss for them, so I probably will register that result, so. Now should be right. So we only have around 50 seconds left, so let's announce the lineup we'll be going with. Double Vicus Light by Campen and Spartan Sword. Active Duty in the Crown Bargain. Arrow Path in the T110E5 alongside Onyu and Lanny in the IS-4. IDS in the FB215B. GV going with Professor the Vicus Light. Florida and the Triple T110E5 alongside Moscow and Paris. Monaco and the T22. Doha, Crown Bargain and Tokyo in the IS-4. Both teams taking typical lineups, nothing really surprising there, apart from IDS and the 215B, but that's also not the rarest tank in tier 10. So let's head into the battle and see. Both teams, Team ID against GV. Have GV started working hard though? Because I assume they should do it now. They are currently 7th, if I remember correctly, so they need to get a good result against Team ID tonight. And they need to overturn their bad form. GV, Blue Team, South Side, ID, North Team, Red... what? ID Red Team North Side. I can't imitate a Rolling Swamp there, but anyway, we're going to head down to Spartan Sword on his attempt to get some good spots in. He's going to spot nothing though, but that is also information. That is to say, because if you spot nothing, that means the enemies are probably going to A. I don't know if Team ID knows that. Oh, but lots of spots getting tagged up. Campen, can he attempt to run away? Florida might have a shot there. Nope, he is going to run away easily. Don't worry. Where is Mutsu? He got scared off by me saying hello to him, so we need him back. A is now getting captured by GV, which means ID would not have a cap lead at the start. Campen's going for... He can go for longer routes, and maybe he can spot up Professor. If he didn't spot anyone go back to see, that's fine in my opinion. But anyway, I I mean, if Professor spotted there, oh gosh. Oh my goodness me, that was a good reset from Professor. I do think that if Team ID those double figure slides went a longer distance and spot up Professor 2 versus 1, it can't go any wrong, right? Like, it's definitely going to be Professor dead already. So I do see that the Team ID doesn't want to commit too many tanks there. Maybe they haven't gotten enough information. Maybe they counted the numbers and figure out they probably won't have an advantage. So anyway, ID doesn't have a cap so far. GV are defending A. This reminds me a bit of Serenity, but it is a bit of a more defensive version of Serenity in my opinion. They are pretty much trapped in the pocket right now. Professor and Monaco ignoring C totally. And ID will be branching out and will give them some good map control. However, equally, Lanny is the eyes for defending that spot. He doesn't have the reactive armor, so if GV decides to rush, Lanny would not be long for this world. So it's going to be a really dull affair, but GV with a lot more hit point cap advantage, and cap and go for B. They know no one is defending B. So good idea there from Team ID, and they will get B without any trouble at all. Would that elicit a response from GV to shut down Lanny though? Lanny is actually very, very dangerously defending there, but GV are hesitating. This is not good though. And B is now getting captured. ID have 2 caps, but they have some. They need time to kind of like tip the cap points back into their favor. Now Lanny going for A. I think that will come across as a little bit too greedy here, because now GV going for a push onto Lanny, and Lanny would be in deep trouble here. GV going for a big push here. I don't know. Lanny might be opening a can of worms here, but ID equally are responding to this. But Paris hiding behind the rock. Lanny is in loads and loads of trouble. Team ID needs to save Lanny here. Lanny made a terrible move there. And I don't know, the focus lights are very far at the back, and Lanny's the first tank down. The hit points are neck and neck. Team ID has done well to chip away the hit points of GV. The focus fire now is on Moscow. Moscow's now tracked, and he's now down. And on you is going to be next tank down for Team ID, and this is going to be really, really close with Team ID now ahead of in caps. But they have also lost B as well. GV has 2 tanks down in the middle, and that allows Team ID to focus down Tokyo relatively easily. I don't know why they have 2 tanks going for B, which allows Team ID to actually go easy on GV. Oh, Tokyo, bad bounce from IDS. But the next focus is on Florida, potentially, or maybe they're going to Professor. And A is now getting captured. Spartan's sword still at the back, but he needs to go in now. Florida is going to be really low. ARWV is looking to kill him off, but the Vickers Light needs to save the Team ID's forces. 3 versus 2. Now they have come into the battle. They're looking to shut down Professor here. Looking at Spartan's sword, going to circle Professor, but it's ARWV who kills him off instead. And finally, the Vickers Light arrived into the scene and really hands Team ID the win. And that's a good win from Team ID here. GV has a good idea to punish Team ID's greediness in getting A. But I think the problem is really sending 2 tanks down middle. B, yeah, 1 tank might be enough, not 2, because Kramwagen needs time to go back up. So, really good job from Team ID. Focus fire is really good. GV not as good in the focus fire department. They have a good idea, good push, but just the focus fire is just a little bit off with Team ID. 5 tanks doing more than 2k. GV only 3 tanks doing more than 2k. Not good indeed, but Team ID would be lucky not to be throwing away this one, because they are on the back foot at that moment with Lanny too aggressive in that on that A. They have 2 caps. They just have to wait for the caps to take into their favor, and they should be able to win this one. So first win goes to Team ID, and match to Team ID here. Stitch saying Rockfield is rubbish. I think you're rubbish then. There we go. Now we have Kampen back in the Vickers Light with Spartan Sword. Active Duty, the Kravwagen. That they're taking the same lineup. Landing in the ice wall. This time, I think he needs to be really careful because that move could have cost him the game. Absolutely no need to do that. Absolutely no need. They have 2 caps. They just need to defend the caps, and then they should be fine for them. But GV going with Professor in the Vickers Light, Berlin in the ice wall alongside Tokyo, Doha, Kravwagen, Monaco in the T22. Double T110U5 by, let's see, Moscow and Paris. And this time, Team ID will be on the south spawn, GV on the north spawn. GV with more hit points. Team ID, they have the double Vickers slide, can get a lot of information that's follow Kampen at this time. You will get some important spots up. Can he spot up the tanks going into the sea? Spot up the double ice, the ice for the Kravwagen at the back. Will that mean they know where GV's heading? They spot up Monaco as well, close proximity. He's running away. Kampen's running away. They're going straight into B potentially. But will Monaco has the resets there? I do think he has the resets. Let's head into Monaco's perspective. Yeah, I think so. Berlin is looking for Kampen as well. Kampen might be trapped though. They have to be really careful. GV will have a hit point pulling. Oh, Berlin. Oh, Berlin, what are you doing? Oh no, that was some unnecessary hit points taken there. Kampen going back into B. They have support onto Kampen. They are going back out, and Team ID is just rebaiting GV to shoot at Kampen. Oh dear, Landy taking some hits there as well. And he's going straight into B this time. Kampen is resetting his Campbell so that he can rotate away, but he's potentially trapped, and it's going to be one light tank out of commission, which is not good at all. And Kampen is tagging up Professor, but he's taking a lot of hits from doing that. Kampen might be out very soon if he's not careful enough. I think Kampen is really playing with fire here, but he's now back in safety, so he is now alright. GV now pushing the line up with Landy now in B, trying to capture that base. Team ID doesn't have the hit point pool lead. They really need to start figuring out where to push. Landy is really low. Team ID needs to start making a move here because Landy will be out in no time. After duty, waiting for his Kravwagen, the third Kravwagen shell to load, but no, he's not going to wait for that. We're going to see a big push from Team ID onto Monaco and Professor, and they're struggling to run away. They're showing their backsides, and it's going to be really bad for these 2 tanks here. But they don't have the hit point pool lead though. They really need to start chipping away hit points, and Team ID are in deep trouble. However, Berlin is now dead, and Professor and Monaco getting out relatively safely. Team ID still struggling to get the hit point pool lead back, and they don't have the caps as well. And this is going to be really tough for them to make a comeback here. They really need to punish the tanks. They are isolated. We are seeing Moscow, the tank, very isolated here. That's some really good double tap into Moscow. Getting tracked as well. ARWV is getting double tap. Active duty is down. IDS is down. This game will go to GV, I think. Moscow is a one shot, and he's killed by Kampen. But ARWV dropped the reactive armor, bounced onto Tokyo, but it's only 3 versus 5, and Professor's now dead. Don't think there is a good chance for Team ID to make a comeback here. Good shell onto Paris, but would that be enough though? Oh, that was a bounce for Spartan's sword. That's not good. Bad HE shell there. But it's going to be GV's game, and GV is now on the tiebreaker alongside ID. And I think this time Team ID, I think they are a little bit, once again, too greedy with the caps. B, if they cannot cap it, then ignore it. I mean, you can win killing all 7 tanks, so absolutely wait for rotation. And I mean, this time they don't have a big disadvantage in the cap, so absolutely. if they cannot get me, just ignore that. Just prepare for rotation, and maybe you can get it. With Campen awkwardly cannot run away. I mean, that's really bad for Campen because he has to take a lot of shots trying to run away from this, but he still does more than 2k. I need 3 tanks with more than 2k with GV, 5 tanks with more than 2k, and apparently this game is a much better game from GV, but probably because ID is really playing, trying to get caps into their favor, which really didn't work in the end. So it's 1-0 for both teams. Team ID against GV. Now we are on 4th despair with GV going with double T22 by Professor and Monaco, double T125 by Moscow and Paris. Berlin in the mountains, Doha and Kranwagen and Tokyo in the IS4. With Team ID going with double T125 by Lani and Campen. Active Duty in the Kranwagen, double IS4 by Arapath and Onyu. RDS in the FB215 against Spartan Sword in the mouse. And you can see no mediums or lights from Team ID, and that could put them in a disadvantage because they don't have anyone to spot tanks, and they don't have anyone to do any flanking movement, and all the eyes will be on GV to make those double T22 mediums work, and that could be really crucial for GV here. I don't think GV has a better lineup, but we will see Team ID how they're going to respond in this situation. Hello, Biscuit. Let's head up high and see Team ID, South Spawn, Red Team, Blue Team, GV, North Spawn, ID going mostly to A and B, and GV going mostly to, I don't know. Let's head down to Monaco. Let's see if we can get some spots up, and he won't, because no one from Team ID, oh no, maybe Onyu is going to be spotted. Yes, he spotted, and Monaco is going to put a shell. Yes, this is going to be a case, but even though Team ID takes a hit, they still have almost 1,000 hit points of advantage here. But GV will be getting C, knowing that ID most of the forces are going for AB. GV has no TD, so they can try to get A. Mouse Berlin is getting shot at. He doesn't want to lose too many hit points at the start. Team ID branching out really aggressively. Berlin taking another hit there. But Team ID is just going absolutely aggressive right here. But the T22s are there to defend. I don't know. Team ID might be overcommitting at this point. 4 tanks there. He has Spartan Swords still farther back. If GV knows this one, ID will be in trouble. And ID are really going really aggressive here. I do have a bad feeling about Team ID here, but maybe that's just me over worrying. But Active Duty looking for shots, but absolutely ID are bleeding. Berlin, they're trying to focus the mouse. No, oh no, this is going to be bad. Active Duty will be down very quickly now. GV has made a response to that. They have lost a lot of hit points doing so. The aggressive movement is really not working. IDS, I don't know what happened. Instead was then the emerald rack there. ID, that was very rash. I don't know. I think GV is going to win this one. And Onyu is now dead. And Camper will be the focus for GV this time. And Spartan Sword is looking for Berlin. And absolutely, I have no idea why Team ID is making this move. This is really surreal. And Tokyo is looking to shut down Active Duty. Active Duty is now dead. And Lanny's looking to finish off Berlin. And this is going to be GB, I must say. 6 versus 3. Obviously, this is going to be a win. ID, I don't know why they overcommitted, because Absolutely, they don't have any advantage doing that, and Spartan Sword was so far the back at that time. Really, it doesn't make any sense to me, to be honest with you. Spartan Sword, last man standing, ID will be playing in the match for third place. GV are through to the finals. That is a very important win for the GV, and they will be happy about this performance tonight. But that actually the IV's losses, I think we are expecting better from them, but this is really uncalculated. I have no idea why you think it's a good idea, but we have 2 tanks doing more than 2k, GV 6 tanks doing more than 2k. Wasn't too hard for them. Berlin obviously took a lot of hits, but their team ID focused the mouse, and that already is why they lost. So never ever focus the mouse. That's like the moral of the story here, and we are going to be seeing ID against Low on Faust first. So I have to change stuff up. Stidge say no. Yeah, like the stream. Don't forget to like the stream. So, very true, Stinge. We need more likes. So, don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already, and to show your support to not only me, but also Team ID for playing fantastically tonight so far. So, let's go back. We'll see other results for other groups, so I can announce through the stream here. We have Cats beating RN and Feast beating Cam 1. Group 2 we have GV against Calm, well done, beating Low. That's really good indeed. And GSM will be fighting ENT in the finals. GSM has beaten and ENT has beaten EA. That's really good. Oh no, Yori 12, hello there. Make sure you like the stream if you haven't already. Faust is a map we can brief you through what you'll be expecting there. Winterfox saying sad. Like the stream if you haven't already, okay? I will find you, I will call you out if you haven't. So let's go for Faust. So 2 big arrows are potential routes that teams can rush. What do you mean by what? I'm not going for a loo. I'm not even desperate to go to the loo. So why are you asking this weird question? D and C. I think most of the teams we played there, but we also saw some plays over to A. Sorry, that was a rubbish briefing. So so we have Team ID going with double T22 by Captain Spartan Sword, Active Duty the Crown Bargain, RDS in the AMX50B, Onyu in the T175 alongside Arrowpath, Lanny in the IS4 with Low, JDFK in, wow, they're going with quintuple T175s. Expect a lot of Emirax. I don't know, we'll be seeing if there are Emirax there. Will we see something like Necromancer? We'll see. 10 is OP. JTFK, Centurion Action, Leisure Fish, Nightmare, and no more excuses. Quintuple to 175s. Yorigami in the Biggest Light and Fury in the Crown Bargain. 15 seconds remaining, and we are heading into Faust, Campen, Red Team, North Spawn, Low, Blue Team, South Spawn. Let's set up high. ID on the North Spawn, they are going mostly to C. Low on the South Spawn, they are going mostly to A. Carly Snow saying no. Spartasaur's going to get some spots up. Yorigami's getting D. So Low will have a cap lead on the on Faust first. Some blind fire is happening. It's not going to hit anything. So tough luck. JTFK is going for B. They're going for C4 strategy, obviously. They would get really big cap lead at start. JTFK still holding on for B. And they got B. Hey, Landy taking 3 splash damage. That is really negligible. But win is just no. Low. Why is win? Low. It's still near A. JTFK is taking some hits though, but Low absolutely needs some good support. Also, JTFK is really taking some big hits there. He tries to shoot, but hits nothing. Hello, Ryan. How are you doing? Yorigami is going to spot some tanks there. Nightmare is taking some HE splash damage. So far, ID is trying to chip away the hit points flow. That will put them into a better position. They have chipped away even more hit points on Low. That means ID has now more than 2k, almost 2k of hit points advantage. They still don't have the capstone, but at least they are safe. They are safe in where to rotate, and not safe. They are comfortable in the rotation. They have chipped away more hit points on Low's side, and Low would be worried not to drop more hit points. Wary not to drop more hit points. I always said worry because it's W-R-A-R-Y, and obviously it's just my intuition is pronounced as worry, but it's wary, not worry. Do I like NA players? No. Yes, some really big names there. So the server is good, although not as competitive as other servers, but still really good server. B's now getting captured. Active duty. That's going to go into position to hold down. Low. No more excuses. Now spotted camp stonks. And now Team ID with the cap points and also hit points. They have 2 bases now. This is going to be really hard for Team ID, Low, to make a move because Team ID have a substantial hit point pool lead, and this is going to be really hard for Low to figure out where to push. But Team ID equally has. It's really spread out. So Low, if they find a good way to push, Low, Team ID will be in trouble. And Campen has taken a lot of hits now, down to 1k damage hit points left. So Team ID, they have a solid advantage, but they have to be careful. Their formation, defensive formation, can be really loose. I'm just really worried. But as you know, the heavy tanks are grouped with one another. The medium tanks are spread out, so it's fine. Not the worst, but they're trying to get A, but will that hand them the advantage? No, because ID will overtake them in cap points, but at least they will be close. They will be trying to get to around 900 cap points and go for a kill. But they have to find out where Campen is. Or if not, they just need to avoid losing a tank and they will win that match. Centurion action is spotted. It's going to be dull, but we're heading into an 800 point territory, and Landy's going for D. This is going to further apply pressure onto Low. Now Low, will they push onto D? Because Lanny is horrendously isolated. I have a bad feeling about Lanny here. He's getting reset though. Lanny's going to get ID more cap points for them. Lanny is now trying to capture D. Are we going to see a push somewhere? But Lanny still getting D. He got D. This is going to elicit a response from Low, obviously, but ID is the one. It's the aggressor instead. They have pushed the line up, apply pressure. Nightmare is going to be pincered by Team ID's forces. Good idea from Team ID here. Got Nightmare out, and Low basically played too much with caps. They are not really going for hit points and caps, and now no more excuses. Now dead. Really good job, Team ID. That was much better performances by them, chipping away hit points of Low. Low simply ignored the fact that they really need the hit points. They played too much with caps, and that hurt them a lot. So that was horrible. The damage you're seeing, none of them doing more than 1k damage on Low's side. Team ID, at least all of them did more than 2k. Campen killing one tank as well. That wasn't a very good performance from Low. They need to stop playing too much with caps, because they are really losing too many hit points for that purposes, and they really have a lot of opportunities where they shouldn't lose hit points on, and this is pretty comfortable with for Team ID, controlling the map and the caps entirely throughout the entire game, and Team ID will be on a match point now. So now Low is going with quintuple E5s by Boomagoo, Brunado, Centurion, Fury, Leisure Fish, and Nightmare. JTFK in the T20, and we were going to see Origami in the 140. Interesting choice. Let's see if it works. Team ID going with Campen in the T20 alongside Spartans, Sword, Activity, the Crown Bag, and Arrow Path. Double T110 E5 alongside Onyu, IDS in the AMX50B with Lanny in the IS4. There we go. So will we see Low having too many? Will we see Low with an ammo rack, because all the tanks apart from 140 is easily can be ammo racked relatively easily compared to all other tier 10 tanks. Lanny and R2K, no, he's not a third fan, so he's not going to the R2K position. So Lanny spotted already, and once again Low with the cap lead. Lanny spotted out some blind fire happening, but couldn't hit anything. And C is captured, D is captured, so that won't hand Team ID too much of a hit point pool disadvantage. Team ID will be looking to shut down some of the tanks with low HP. And Team ID, they have time. They want to find spots to chip away hit points of Low. Low wants to get bunched up in just one single pocket. That would mean Low would give up a lot of map control. That would not be good for Low. But Campen needs to be really careful, because he hasn't spotted up anything, but if he spotted up the entire Low team trying to push onto Campen, he's dead. He's pretty much dead. So they're not doing that. This is just, oh my goodness me. Quintuple E5's really bunched up in just one single corner, and they're really totally ignoring the other two caps apart from B. And Team ID would be trying to be a little bit more aggressive. They're trying to branch out. They need to get some spots onto way, spoil up JTFK. Campen spotted up the Team 125s. I think Team ID would either need to rotate Campen out of this because he has got the information for the team, or they need to go for A right now. They don't have caps, but I mean JTFK can reset that, but they don't have. They are not in position to shut down some of the lowest forces here. Onyu is going for A, but I think Lone has now diverted their forces onto A now. So A basically is going to be a hard cap to go for. Onyu is now on A, but will we see a reset on A? We will find out really soon. I think so. I think Bunado is going to reset Onyu. Yes, that's a good shot onto Onyu. We still see some disconnect from Low's forces and the T125s. I think that's going to be really bad for Low now, because now Team ID has sensed that is the case and they are pushing onto Yorigami, which is, I think, is a good idea here. But Team ID, Arrow Path might be lost. He's going to be a one-shot. He's dead, actually. Not a really bright start for Team ID at the moment. Oh, that was a bad shot from Campen. They are losing hit points trying to push, but they still have like 4 tanks near C. They cannot lose another tank in this situation. Bunado is now one shot, and the ID can sleepwalk into a defeat if they are careless. JDFK is going to go down. Yes, he's down, so they have now 2 caps. They need to start defending. At 6 versus 4. They still have a chance. The T20s need to rotate away, in my opinion, not to go for those T125s. This could be a bad move from Team ID here. The T20s need to rotate, not to go in front to face the frontal armor of the heavy tanks. They don't have the headpoint pool lead though. This is going to be hard. Lanny is actually the one rotating from behind, which is interesting. They are tagging up Fury now. Fury is now one shot. And it's going to be the case if Onyu also dead, and Leisure Fish is going to be the focus for Team ID's forces. And there we go. Low is going to lose this spot. I think this the main problem. The 4 T125s are so far are so disconnected with the Object 140 and T22 and another T125 near A. But these 3 tanks have done well to shut down at least 1 tank. Brought the hit points very close. But in the end, it's 4 versus 6. They really have nothing to do. And I think that was a bad strategy from Low, in my opinion. And Team ID, really good job in breaking down their strategy and knew the weakness of their strategy. So that was a good win for Team ID, and comfortable win for them nonetheless. So Low has 2 tanks doing more than 2k, but Team ID 5 tanks doing more than 2k, and 7 kills in total. Really good job to Team ID tonight, and they will be winning. We'll be getting the 3rd place in that group tonight, and we'll still put them in the 1st place. And let's see what they're going to have to say tonight. And very soon we have Campen in the interview, so we'll ask about his thoughts about tonight's performances, and also hello, Disruptic, and also their expectations in the top 8. So meanwhile, let's have a look at other results. We have Cam 1 against RN. It's going to be RN to 0 against Cam 1. Oh, Cameron actually lost to Feast 1-2, so actually they at least won one game. ID 2-0 against Low, we know that. Against EA. They are still playing against EA at the moment. ENT against GSM, still playing. Okay, so we have to wait for them for a second. GSM and ENT still playing. Obviously, it only just started, so obviously they can't win so quickly. We'll go back very soon. Come back really soon, and yes, we'll have Camper now in the interview. So, there we go. Hello, Campen. Hello.
Hello, Wildoneshelper.
Hello, how are you doing? That's really good. Yeah, congratulations on your team on securing a spot for tomorrow's games and also getting the third place in your group. So, how are you feeling tonight? How do you rate your team's performance tonight?
I think today was a normal day. We are proceeding with the suit of practice in this tournament round.
I see. Yeah, I think there are some really good matches from them, but I really hope to see even better performances from you guys tomorrow. So what will be your expectations for your team, Team ID, this season?
I have a different expectations for this season because this season ARWV and ONU are new members. So
Right.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they will do, and our team is expected to show a good performance this season.
Right, I'm really excited to see both ONU and also ARWV gelling with the team, and I hope that we're going to see better of Team ID in the for the remaining season. So thank you for the interview, and I hope you have a really nice evening and have a good break.
Yep,
And see ya.
later.
See you later.
Yep.
Right, so that was Campen in the interview, and I think laid up some good points here. Just going to reiterate a bit. They have some new members, so they're going to actually work with one another. But I think they don't have really high expectations for this season, and they have done really well so far. They are all right about their performances tonight. They think tonight's just a normal outing for them. So, I think everything would happen for tomorrow. The big stuff will happen tomorrow. So. Oh, no, don't worry. Captain, it's a bit nervous, but don't worry. I get you. I get you get nervous, but it's fine. It's fine, totally fine. Oh my gosh, I kind of yeah, there we go. Getting pinged by the TTT server as well. Lol. It's fine if you play Fortnite, I won't judge. Right, let's see the results for other teams. So I'm going to change my screen. So Feast against Cats, it's going to be playing still. Cam 1 we know lost to RN02. Calm against GV, they're still playing. Really good game against Low, 2-1 there. ID 2-0 against Low, and ENT against GSM. ENT 2-0 against GSM. Really good job from ENT there. I think they are secure in top 4. And DUR against EA. DUR once again beats EA 2-1. And that means we have results for Group 3. We are waiting results on Group 2 and Group 1. So the Hall of Fame for you tonight would be as follows. The leaderboard, I mean. So far, we have Team ID securing the 3rd place, GV securing this. We're still waiting for GV. V still waiting. Low will be in 4th place. ENT 1st place. Cat still playing. GSM still GSM in the 2nd place. DUR winning 2-1 against EA. Com in the finals, and RN in the winning against Cam1 2-0. EA losing to the 1-2. Cam1 has lost to RN 0-2. So the table is as follows so far. We'll be seeing from this table. Team ID will be in the 1st place. HLB 2nd. ENT has overtaken Feast, but easily Feast, if they have beaten Cats, Feast will be back in the 3rd place. GV now in 5th. E4D in 6th. DUR in 7th. GSM in 8th. EA in 9th. Cats in 10th. RN 11th. Calm in 12th. Low in 13th. Realistically, I would say the top 5 will be in the top 8. So Asia server, the top 8 is starting to take shape, and I'm really interested to see how it's going to go for tomorrow, because some of the clans outside of top 8 can absolutely break through to the top 8. But we will never know. We'll see. So let's go back to see results. We'll show you the power rating table very soon. But Feast still playing against Cats. Cam1 still playing. Cam1 lost to RN02. Calm against GV. They're still playing against GV, so maybe they're heading for a tiebreaker. But what I would do is that I will update the power rating table. Yes, I will be streaming Team ID tomorrow too, so don't worry. So there we go. Update the power rating, and it's going to be RN versus King. RN and King. They won King 2-1, so King was close, but not quite there. Feast against BP. HLV lost to Cam 1-2, I suppose. Isn't it? Yes, that's really unfortunate. But Cam 1 might be up there. Cats RN. Okay, we might know the results of Cats now. They're still playing against Feast. Cats 2-0 against RN, that is. And then we have Feast Cameron, which is not going to be registered in the power rating. So far we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And next we have Group 2. Group 2 we have GV against DCGTB, which is 2-0 for GV, I suppose. They're still playing against Calm. Yes, 2-0 against DCGTB. And we have Calm winning 2-1 against Low. And GV 2-1 against Team ID. And Low and Team ID 2-0 against Low. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games registered. And next group 3 we have EA E4D. EA, what's their scoreline against E4D? E2-1 against E4D. And next we have ENT against ENT, losing to winning EA 2-0. Then we have DUR losing 1-2 to GSM. And the ENT 2-0 against GSM. And DUR 2-1 against EA. Yep, that is the case. So E4D, EA, RN, Low, Calm. Let's see the results of Calm versus GV into the tiebreaker. They're still playing. So we don't know. DUR, so it'd be GSM, ENT, King, Cats, Feast, HLV. It's a shocker. Team ID, and GV. Let's see about the results of Feast against Cats. They're still playing at the moment. Cats would really want to win against Feast tonight. They have a really strong team, and they're looking for a win. They've won RN convincingly 2-0, so that will put them back in the running in the top 8. Currently, they are behind GSM by more than 1,000 cups, and a good showing would put them closer to GSM, and DUR is hanging on. E4D might be overtaken tomorrow, we don't know. But the top 8 for the Asia server is going to be really tense. Really tense. So we're still waiting. Feast 2-1 against Cats, so Cats will be able to pull out, won't be able to get closer to the top 8, but they are finishing second in their group tonight, so that's really good. At least it's not 0-2 to Feast. At least they are in the running for a top 8 finish. And finally we have Calm versus GV. Calm losing to GV, almost there, Calm, but it wasn't to be the case in the end. So congratulations to GV and Feast for winning their group tonight, and Calm and Cats, they almost got it, but it was just not their night for that. Hall of Fame, the Asia leaderboard will now look like this, with now Feast back in the 3rd place, and GV will be rising further up the table. If I can find Feast, there we go. Oof, some fighting happening. Oh dear, oh dear. There we go. Feast now back in the 3rd position with 28,434 cups. GV now in the 5th position, 26,437 cups. And if we see the power rating, which I'm going to show you now over here, once again, this is the rating. This is the power rating. I'm going to show you the bracket for tomorrow very soon, and after that I will be going away, and then I will see you all again in around 5 to 6 hours. Power rating for the Asia server is as follows. So now we're seeing pretty much the chances of Low, King, and also DCGTV in the top 8 are out, and we can safely say from this graph, we can safely say that ID, Feast, ENT, and HLV, and even GV now are solid in the top 8. While Cats and EA, their chances are growing slimmer and slimmer. DUR is like it's leaning for a top 8 finish. So I think the table you see right now there on your right, it's going to be the final top 8 in the end. I think there is a huge gap to overcome. And GSM is not sure yet. They are currently 7th in the power rating, but they are absolutely not safe or not guaranteed a spot. Cats, although they are 6th in the power rating, it's just that it's going to be really hard. They are still down by more than 1,000 cups. So will they go ahead? Would they be ahead of like GSM, like 2 stages at least? I do think it's a possibility. If you see the bracket here, GSM against Low, GSM should be able to beat Low relatively comfortably, and then against Calm, I do think that GSM has an easy way to the finals. But for Cats, they are already through to the quarterfinals, but they will be either against GV or EA, so it's going to be really hard for them. But I do think if ENT can beat GB2, then Cats can theoretically be able to put some good showing against GB, and but 2 stages ahead of GSM or I believe it's going to be hard. So Cats would need luck at this point. I don't think like the Asia top 8 is probably going to be decided tomorrow, and because we only have 3 more Free Skill tournaments yet to go, I think time is running out for clans like Cats and EA. EA is just being somewhat inconsistent. They can be really good, but they are not consistently good so far. But anything can still happen. But as it stands, the top 8 is starting to shape up for the Asia server. But I think we can say goodbye to DCGTB and also Kang and Low right now, and even Calm as well. Even though they have a the remake seeding, even though they have a 100% win rate account, but simply they are behind by GSM by more than 1,000 cubs. Theoretically, them getting at least 2 to 3 stages ahead of the teams in the top 8, I don't think it's possible. So I think we can safely say Calm are not in the top 8. They'll be fighting the Challengers tournament. Really sad to see, but alas, it is what it is. And so thank you all for watching this stream, and I will be back very soon in 5 to 6 hours. So have a nice evening for those who are watching on the Asia server, and have a nice afternoon for the people watching on the EU server. And good morning.